Hello everyone, it's Rashad Madyoun here, and just want to welcome you to Word, Microsoft Word. This is version is Home and Student uh, 2016 version, and we're going to do something that's very practical. Um, I like to start off with something that everybody can use. That way you can see right off the bat that using this software can help you out on some very simple but important tasks. What we're going to do is we're going to create a calendar. Okay, and the purpose in creating a calendar, other than the functionality of the calendar itself, has to do with the idea of learning about tables. And there's a lot of little rules and techniques in learning tables, uh, some important things to understand, but they're a lot easier to see once you've actually used the software in a way that's practical and something you recognize. So we are in Word. This is document one. That's the default setting that comes up in Microsoft Word. Uh, what we're going to do, just to be safe, we're going to save this. Right now, we're going to save it in the My Documents file. We have nothing in the page itself right now, but we're going to save it as March calendar. Okay, so as we put this in, and we're going to click save, and we're saving it in the My Documents file in the folder, and we can change a lot of things there, and we'll go back at another point, and we'll show you some saving options as to location and um, different things that you can do when saving a document. But right now, we're more concerned about creating a calendar. So this particular area here is called the ribbon. All right, and the ribbon has a bunch of tools and options and what they call context sensitive menus and that kind of thing. And we're going to go to the insert tab on the ribbon. All right, and on the insert tab, we're going to click the table icon, and then we're going to come down to insert table. Now you might notice this grid right here, and we could do our table right here. We're going to do a 7 by 7 table. We could do it that way, but I want to go down to the dialog box, and here we can put in the number of columns. And the reason I'm showing you this way because we can get more rows and columns than is shown on that little grid there. So we're going to type in 7 in this particular section, or we could use the radial buttons, the arrows rather, and we could click 7 there. So we're going to use 7 rows and 7 columns, and we're just going to click OK. We're going to accept everything else. Okay, so now we have a table of 7 rows and 7 columns. Looks nothing like most calendars that you would see, but we could use it. We're gonna change some things. So we're gonna click here on this little plus sign, which is gonna select the entire uh, table, and then we're gonna right click anywhere in the table. And when the menu comes up, we're gonna go down to Table Properties, and we're gonna change some settings here. And what we're going to do is we're going to center the table on the page, which it's already centered for uh, some reasons based on default. Then we're going to go to row, and we're going to set the height. We're going to specify the height of each row. So for this particular purpose, I want the row height to be 1 inch. Okay, and then we're going to go over to column, and we're going to set the column width, and I want the column width to be 1 inch. In fact, what I should have done was I should have changed the margins, but it's okay. We're going to be fine with that. And then we're going to click on the Cell tab, and in the Cell tab, we're going to select Center for the vertical alignment. And this is where the text is going to go in the cell. It will be centered uh, vertically in the cell. So we could have top, we could have bottom, but we want center for this option, and we're going to click OK. And now, as you can see, we have quite a different look than what we had before, because now each of the rows is 1 inch high, each of the columns is 1 inch wide, and the gray area is where the text would go, assuming that we kept the text at the same font size as is set up by default. Default meaning the way things normally are. Uh, but what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the second row first. So I'm going to click here. This area is a selection area when the arrow points to a right pointing arrow, and at different points in the page it will change. But when I bring it outside in this area, that's a selection area, and we click there, and that selects this entire row. And by selecting this row particularly, it deselects the other rows that were selected. And I only want to work in this row right now. So we're going to come up to the Home tab, and we're going to go to the Paragraph section, and we're going to select uh, Center. And this centers the text in the middle of the cell. Okay, so, and you'll see what's happening here. Now, I did say we're creating a calendar. With a calendar, this is going to be a monthly calendar, so we're going to need to be able to display the month, the year, the days of the week, and each day of the number of each day. So let's start with Sunday. That's the way we normally start our calendars in the U.S. So I type the word Sunday. It's important not to use all caps in this, because when you get to a nice long day like Wednesday, it's going to stretch it out too much, and you're not going to have your proper cell width. Okay, so typed in Sunday, Monday, and each time we type a date, we hit the tab key, and we keep on moving down the road here. Okay. So we type in the days of the week. Down to the last day, we got Saturday. So all of the days of the week are there. All right. A lot of space for a little bit of type. So what we're going to do is we're going to adjust some things. Okay. So these lines that border the cells are called borders. Okay. So we're going to take the bottom border of that second row, and we're going to put our mouse pointer. Let me show you this one more time. Now, mouse pointer is now in what they call an I-beam configuration. As we put it over the column bars, it'll change to a double-headed arrow. We put it over the row borders and put it directly over it, centered, it changes to a double-headed arrow. When it changes to a double-headed arrow, you click and hold, and then just push all the way up as far as it can possibly go, and release it. And now we only have those cells using the required amount of space for the text that are in the cells. Okay, so we're starting off very good here. All right, now we're going to select the top row, And in the top row, we're going to do some things here that we're going to make this one big cell so that we can put in the month and the days, the month and the year. So we're going to click on Table Tools. This is what's called a context-sensitive tool option. So since we're in a table, we need to do some particular things with the table. Microsoft Word gives you some table tools that allow you to do certain things. So we're in the design section of the table, but I want to go to layout. And on the layout section, now we're going to go here to this in the merge section, and I want to click merge cells. All right. Now, as you notice, all of those little separators, those divisions are gone. This is now one big cell. So we're going to go back to home, and we're going to go to center. And because I've done this 1,000 times before, I know some things about the type that I want and all of that. I'm going to set the type font at 36 points. Okay. And we're going to use Times New Roman. Actually, no, we're going to use my second favorite type font, which is Comic Sans. Comic Sans is kind of a cool little thing. It's informal. Okay, so we're in March. Okay, and we're in 2018. Okay, so now we're about to have a calendar for March 2018. And just to be consistent, I'm going to select our second row again, and then I'm going to go up here and change the type font to Comic Sans. And so now we have that, but now we don't have the days of the month. Now we do know that the month of March has 31 days. This year, those days happen to start on a Thursday. The first was a Thursday. Okay, so we're going to click up. See, had it all selected and forgot something. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're going to change the font size to 36. And it doesn't have to be 36, but this, I just want this to be a particular type of calendar so that we can, kind of see it from a distance. So I'm going to use a large type font, and 36 fits this real well. So for March 2018, the month started on, the first was on a Thursday. So I'm going to type a 1 in Thursday, the first row. I'm going to hit the tab key and type over and go over to Friday, 2, tab 3, tab 4, tab 5, tab 6, tab 7. You see how easy that is, right? Okay, tab again, 8. Now, okay, obviously I made a mistake. Not a big problem. Go back to where you made the mistake, 9, tab, 10, 11, 12, 14, okay, so now you might have noticed as we did this, okay, that when it got to the end of the row, it just shifted down to another row. If for some reason we needed another row, all I'd have to do is hit tab, and Word would automatically create that next row. But right now, we have got a viable calendar. Okay, this is a usable, functional calendar. All right, so just to jazz it up just a little bit, there's a lot of things we can do, although right now they're beyond the scope of what I really want to show you. But I'm just gonna do just one little thing here. I'm gonna go to the paragraph section, go to borders and shading. Okay, this X section here tells us all about all of the different ways we can set up these borders. But right now I want to just go to borders and shading, and I want to click on the shading tab. And in the fill area, I want to pick a nice fill color. I don't like any of those colors. So I'm going to go to more colors. And I'm going to choose this particular color here. I think I like that. Yeah, that one. Okay, and I'm going to click OK. And then I'm going to click OK again. And then I'm going to click out and deselect it. That's a little bit strong. Okay, let me go back. Select again. Tables and borders. Shading. Fill. More colors. And maybe we're going to go to one lighter. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. Okay. And we click OK. All right, a lot softer. Okay, not as hard on the eyes. So that's it. That is creating a calendar in Microsoft Word using a table. There are calendar templates. You could also do calendars in Excel. Bunch of different ways to do calendars. Working in Microsoft Publisher is another simple way to do it. But in all honesty, I could do this calendar in 10 minutes or less. I'm not sure how much time I've taken so far, but we are done. I want to thank you for your time. I hope you learned something. And as we get into tables, we're going to go back over these techniques again. Okay. And thank you and have a good day.